Depending on where you are at in life today, this very well may be the most important lesson you will ever get. Now, it's not because it comes from me that I'm this smart individual. It has nothing to do with that. It's an experience that I went through that I wish somebody had shared with me before I went through some serious hard lumps. And had I not learned this lesson, the path I would have gone would have been completely different than where I'm at today. Listen in. Hey, what's going on? It's Cletus Coffey, the founder of the Recovering Athlete Coaching and Training. And this could quite possibly be the most important lesson that you will ever get. Now, I know that's a brash statement, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of lessons that we as former athletes really need to learn in this process. But this is such an important one because of who we are and where we came from. So you as a former athlete came from a place of elite. You were different. You were built differently. You stood out from others because you had a path and a journey and found some level of success. Now, some more than others. I totally get it. However, if you are an athlete, I know what you went through. I know through some of the challenge, the blood, the sweat, the tears that you were faced with, regardless of the sport, regardless of what level you played at. What I know is when you rolled out of sport, it was nice being cheered for. It was nice people inquiring about, hey, how'd your game go? How are you playing? When's the next game? It was so awesome to see you playing out there. I mean, it's nice to feel wanted. It's nice to feel adored. It's nice to have people interested in you. Far too often, athletes get caught up in that at all levels. They get caught up in that world of, hey, people want me. People are interested in me. It's a lot of it is about me. And so when we transition over into life after sports, oftentimes there's a disconnect. See, we just were naturally us. It was what we did was in alignment with our gifts. We were gifted with the ability to put forth hard effort, to put forth work in through the body of sport. Some of us were gifted with natural talent, whether it be size or speed or flexibility or reaction abilities, quickness, strength, you name it. So that talent, of course, only took us so far until we incorporated the hard work and the effort and the resiliency and the mindset on top of that, which helped us get even farther. But what it did was we had gifts in that regard, because if everyone had those same gifts, everyone would be doing it, but they didn't. So as an athlete, you had very specific gifts and you aligned it with your joy, your fulfillment, your sport, being an athlete, and thus you were fulfilled. Now, in life after sports, we then take that step off with that mentality. And we've been doing this for a lot of this for 85, 90% of our lives. And then all of a sudden, we're not that anymore. And this was one of the biggest challenges for me because I rolled out of sport thinking, well, I was still at that level. I was still in alignment with my gifts, with my passion, with my character and who I was and what was most important to me and where I could give to the world. And in fact, that wasn't in the new game of life after sports. I was a fish out of water. And I had to learn a very, very hard lesson in the importance of developing my own character before I went out and shared my gifts. So now let me give you a quick backstory on this. When I rolled out of sport, again, I was looking for the high. I was used to, again, my resume said athlete on it when at 27, 28 years old. So, I saw a whole lot of life to live, but my experiences were as an athlete. And so people wanted to talk to me about sport. What was your next move? Or who are you going to go play with now? What's next? All in the realm of sport. And when that went away, I was embarrassed. I didn't know what to say anymore at that point. I was stumbling. And so I had to make things up, honestly. And I started developing little lies, telling people, oh yeah, I'm working on this deal, or I'm doing this thing to kind of prop myself up to still gain interest. Oh, what are you working on now? How's that deal going? Because I was afraid to say, I don't know where the heck I'm at. I'm struggling. I'm stuck. I don't have any skills to to get me into what I'm trying to do now, or at least I didn't know how to connect them from sport into my life, which a lot of us athletes fail. But what I was lacking was clear, strong foundation in my character. Now, what that did was it began to align, because I wasn't rooted in my own character. I began to align myself with people who had immense amount of gifts, tremendous amount of charisma, the ability to talk anyone into any cool, amazing, unique opportunity. And because I didn't have a solid foundation of my character, I was attracted to those things. And so I got into working with people who were not of good character because they themselves had not built a foundation in their own character before they started sharing their gifts. Now, what happens? When someone is not rooted in character, first and foremost, and starts to share their gifts with the world, oftentimes you see leaders who are taking advantage of others. Maybe they are doing it for the money and not for the goodness of serving others or adding value into the marketplace. You have people who are doing shisty stuff. And in fact, that's exactly what happened. Two people I aligned myself with were arrested and thrown into, were criminals. I mean, they're arrested by the feds and thrown in jail. And two different people, two completely different situations. I was just so desperate to take what I thought I had and go be at the level I was as an athlete in life after sports. I wanted to be doing the fun, the unique, the cool things. And I had, starting to find my gifts. I could talk, I could communicate, I brought charisma, but I lacked character. And thankfully, I, at least had the wherewithal. I had a good support system around me to not go completely all in with these individuals who were doing things for the wrong reason and truly lacked character. And honestly, that was just out of desperation. That's what it was. I was desperate. I needed something. I was no longer an athlete anymore. I needed something. I was desperate because nothing else was working out. And I lacked character. And I was doing things for the wrong reason. I was doing it for the money. I was chasing the shiny object, the cool opportunities, and started to apply my gifts there without having a strong foundation of character. So I see this a lot with athletes, former athletes, who want to go get the external results, the money, the opportunity, the relationships, the fame, the fortune, all those things, without having a strong sense of character first. That's why I harp so much on getting an understanding of who you are. What do you do well? What's important to you? What's your North Star? What are you tracking towards? If you haven't gone through this process, please go to cletuscoffey.com/playbook. This workbook will take you through the first critical 3 steps in doing this, in self-awareness. Who are you? If you do not have clarity on that, you're going to fall for some stuff, for some shysters that are harming people. They're out there. And they're extremely gifted in their charisma and their ability to bring a community together and to conversate and communicate and sell and be persuasive. And so without a foundation in character, that leads to harmful things, or it leads to emptiness. Now you got the money, you got the fame, you got the fortune, and now what? I've eroded my friendships. My relationships have gone to the wayside. Got the stack of cash. Well, now what? I truly believe this, and I'll end this with this. I truly believe that for us to really find success in whatever areas that we're trying to go in, we have to become the person capable of achieving those things first. We naturally just want to go get it. And we set our goals and we put our vision board together. And I want this car and I want to ride on a jet and I want to own this big company and I want to be working from the beach. Well, you got to become the person capable of being able to do that first. And it may take you 6 months. It may take you 16 years. Yeah, 16 years it's taken me to get that point, to become the person capable where I can be right here communicating with you, developing a community, bringing former athletes together, people that I truly care about, to make a greater impact in life than we ever did in sports. It took 16 years to get here. And I wanted it so badly early on. I wanted to be able to have the fame and fortune and the money and the house on the cliff and all the shiny things that just honestly do not matter. I have goals. I have business goals. I have personal goals that include achieving exterior outcomes. But what I know to be true now is I cannot achieve those things without first taking care of me first, becoming the person capable, rooted in character, to be even positioned to achieve those things. I get it. Some people are lucky. Some people jump into it and are able to quickly adjust. I couldn't. I didn't. And I know a lot of you aren't in that position either. So if this was helpful, if this is information that can help ring your bell, get you understanding that, okay, there's some work to be done. I know you want the results. You're an athlete. You see the scoreboard. You want the results on the scoreboard, and I want you to get the results as well. What I know to be true is you got to become the person capable of achieving those results first. And I know you don't want to hear that. But remember, when you first played high school sports, you weren't given the ball, given the quarterback position or first team on the golf team. You had to work for it, and some of you were talented, but then that talent only carried you so far. So in order to achieve those results you're looking for, to win a match, to win a game, to win a race, to win a championship, to be an all-league, an all-state, an all-American, you had to become somebody first to get there. And you put forth the effort and the work to do it. So you've done it before. So everything I'm talking about shouldn't be foreign or something that hi, Cletus, how do I do that? Go back to your sports career. You've already have done it. You already did it. So look back in your sports career. Those success leaves clues. You've done it in the past. Let's just simply take what you've done in the past, apply it today, become the person capable of getting the results that you truly want in your life today. Gang, this was helpful. Please subscribe to this channel. That way you can get alerts of my videos that they're coming weekly, multiple per week. They can come into you, onto your phone, into your inbox, so you're alerted as to when the next video drops. We are making a difference, gang. This is really one of the first and most comprehensive programs that's helping former athletes create success and make a greater impact in life than we ever did in sports. Subscribe. We'll talk to you later.